Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome back to another episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. I'm standing in the kitchen this morning and getting ready to start some demolition down here at the house. We've already had a busy morning. We met with our construction manager for the project. He's helping us iron out some final details for the RFPs that we're going to be sending out to the subcontractors. So we needed to meet with him to take care of some of those last minute details and changes. We've gotten a lot accomplished here over the last several weeks. Most recently, you saw the episode where we tore out the cabinets in the laundry pantry area right behind me. We were able to get those down. We're down to the sheetrock now. Next, we're going to go ahead and pull the sheetrock out of that space because a lot of it has been damaged by water leaks. So there's some mildew and mold and damage to the sheetrock. So we're going to go ahead and pull that out, get back down to the studs there. After we get that finished, we're going to move down the hall to the formal living room space and the office and begin to pull out the sheetrock there. Anything that was damaged or touched by water when they had the leaks here in the house, we want to make sure that we get that out. Anything that could have been molded, mildewed, anything that was damaged, we want to make sure we're down to dry studs and go back with new sheetrock. We don't want to take any chances on having any environmental hazards from mold later on. So let me give you a quick tour of the job site here, show you what we've been working on and where we're headed today. So again, right here is the laundry pantry. As you can see, we're down to the sheetrock here. There was the sink right there in the middle, and then the washer and dryer were over here, and then there was a run of cabinets over here. Well, the cabinets were disgusting, as you may have seen in the last episode. They were water damaged. There was mouse nests and all sorts of nastiness down in there, so those had to go. There were a set of upper cabinets here as well, and unfortunately they were in pretty bad shape, so we went ahead and ripped them down. You can see the remnants of the old laundry chute coming out of the upstairs bedroom there. But at any rate, this is going to get all new sheetrock. So we're going to be tearing this out today, and we're going to be working our way across the dining room, going ahead and remove the rest of the dining room ceiling, which was all wet at one point, tear down the last of this sheetrock off of these partition walls that we've already removed. Then we're going to move across the house to the formal living room and the office area. And over here again, this area had a lot of water in it at one point. These pipes right here in the wall ruptured and spilled water out all the way across this space, damaging the floors, damaging the wallboard. So anywhere that water touched, we're going to rip it out. We don't want to take any chances on having any mold issues later on. A lot of this is coming out anyways. This wall right here is actually going to get knocked down, and this space is going to get blown out another 10 feet or so, and it's going to create a larger office space. And then this wall is actually going to get blown out, and that'll create a new entrance into the family room. So you'll now be able to access this office space from the family room or the formal living room. So just create a little bit more of an open concept. These floors are something that are going to have to be addressed before we get our subcontractors in here. You can see there's a lot of water damage to this floor. Some of the structural members have failed, so we're going to have to tear out all the sheeting and expose all of that. And then down here in the formal living room, same thing. We're going to have to tear out all the sheeting and expose all of the structural members so that our subcontractor, the framer, can get a look at it and know exactly what they're getting into once they get to work here. So still lots of work to be done here on the property, and we're going to be getting a lot of it done this weekend. We got some family coming into town for the New Year's holiday, so we're going to get their strong backs and weak minds to work here and take advantage of them being in for a visit. So we'll get some live shots later on, catch you up on some of the things that we've gotten done this weekend.
Time to get started on some demo. In an old house like this, especially one that's had water damage, you can't be too careful about the air that you're breathing. We always wear respirators when we're working in the house. Anytime we're stirring up dust, ripping down old sheetrock, anything that's got mold on it, you don't want to take a chance on breathing that stuff in. Make you very, very sick. So, safety tip, be sure you're wearing a respirator, and if you're going to be smashing stuff, wear your safety glasses. So we're going to get to work on this laundry room space and see what we can get done here. This stuff's been really wet. It's just falling apart. That is bad news. This is why you tear the sheetrock out when it's been wet. You know, you might think that you can clean off the mold on the surface, you know, treat it with bleach, but the problem is that this is on the back side. So there's no way to get that cleaned up. When you've had water damage like this, and you got mold, you gotta rip it out. There's just no way to clean the back side. You're always gonna have this inside your walls. And that's a serious health issue. Just another example of what's lurking behind the walls. Look at that. That is just nasty mold. There's a silverfish. This place has just been damp for so long. You got this stuff accumulating behind the wall, so there's no way to clean it. You just got to rip it out.
All right, folks, there you have it. Another wall down. We went ahead and ripped all the insulation out. That is currently an exterior wall. That goes out into the garage right now. That's going to become an interior wall. So we're not going to have the need for insulation in there. It looks like the plate on the bottom of that wall is rotten from however long that water was leaking. So we're going to have to go ahead and tear that wall out anyways. That's not a supporting wall. As you can see, we got block behind it. So it's not anything that's structural. We'll just need that to hang the new sheetrock on. So we'll go ahead and rip that out and then put new furring strips on the block wall, put the sheetrock on top of that. But again, let's take a closer look at it, see what we got here. So you can see how long the water's been leaking. More than likely, there was some flashing issues up here where the siding came down to the roof and water's been working its way past. But you can see it's been leaking for a long time because look at the way it's turned that, started to rot that wood. Right here too. Of course, it didn't help there was mouse nests all throughout the entire space. But you can see this plate here is pretty well gone. Again, it's not structural. It's just here for for hanging the sheetrock and hiding the plumbing and the electrical. So it's not scary to see that. But again, just evidence of what water can do over time if you just let it go. These issues would have been addressed when they were first noticed, and a lot of this wouldn't have happened. Here's a good reason to keep your dryer vent cleaned out. Look at the amount of lint in there. The dryer we pulled out of there was almost, or the vent that was going there, it was almost completely packed with dryer lint. So just a little bit of cleanup left to do. I'm going to take the rest of this debris outside and then go ahead and clean up the floor and get ready to take on the next section of wall that we're going to demo and give you another update later on. Take care. All right, so we've wrapped up for the day. It was quite the day. We got all kinds of sheetrock torn down, insulation torn down, ceiling torn down, sometimes on top of each other's heads. Thanks, Chad.
Anytime.
Chad's back. He's been a big help today. We got the entire dining room ceiling down. We got the laundry ceiling down, laundry wall and insulation down. Let's see, we took part of the dining room wall, the exterior wall down because the people have been using the shower upstairs and the water had just run down the wall and ran to the outside wall and it destroyed the drywall. So we got all that ripped out today. You got a part of the kitchen counter there sitting on top of a hole in the floor. My dad fell through it earlier this evening. That was not pretty. He didn't complain though. I mean, he just toughed it out and got himself up out of there and began tearing stuff out again. That's what we do. But overall, it was a great day. Got lots taken care of. Tomorrow we're going to focus on getting some more of the ceiling down, probably working in the office and get the last of that torn down. And then once we take that out, and I think we're going to go into this bathroom over here, the powder room.
Ah, the juicy bathroom.
It is a little juicy, isn't it?
Yes.
And get that ripped out. It's got all kinds of mold growing all over the walls. And yeah, it's kind of dark in here because the lights are out. Because the electric shorted out, but you can kind of get an idea what we're dealing with in here. It's all kinds of nasty. So we're going to work on that tomorrow. We also have a bunch of faux beams to take out of the family room, so I think we're going to work on that. Amber's been wanting to tackle those, so I think we're going to get these faux beams taken care of as well. Not sure what we're going to get into with those. I'm not really sure how they're anchored or anything else, but it should be a great adventure. And let's see here, what else we got? Oh, we got the ceiling out of the foyer. This was all water damaged as well. So we went ahead and ripped the rest of this down also. So we got all the ceiling tore out of here. As you can see, we got some water damage. This piece right here and this one above and that as well, that all gets torn out anyways. That was just part of that partition wall. So we'll go ahead and rip that out. We got a few floorboards to replace up top here. And we may have to replace this floor joist here, or at least sister a new one in alongside it. So once we get some more of that pulled out upstairs, we'll know a little bit better what we got to get into. So wrapping up here for the day, going to go enjoy a little time with family, but it's been a very successful day. Very grateful for my dad and my brother for pitching in today and getting so much of this stuff torn out. So we'll be back down here tomorrow and get into some more adventures. We'll be sure to come back and give you guys a recap on what all we got accomplished. Take care. Have a good night.